Hello and welcome to Music at Hearts and Essex. My name is Mr. Clayton. I'm the subject leader for music, and I'm going to briefly talk to you about why you should consider applying to study music here at school. And so here's the rest of the team. Next to me on the left-hand side is Mrs. Clayton, my lovely wife, and Mr. Marlowe, who I'm sure you have recognised from the other videos as Teacher of Music and Head of Year 12. Before I talk about the course itself, I think it's worth starting with what we are like as a department. Both inside lessons and with music making across the whole school, we believe that everyone can and should get involved. Music making should of course be fun and enjoyable, but it's important that everyone has the right level of challenge, and I hope that our students feel fully supported in all their music making at Hearts and Essex. As you can see from the list of concerts, we have a full range of musical events throughout the year, and at the time of recording, I'm just finishing off putting together our first full-scale virtual concert of the year, which includes large groups, small ensembles, and various excellent solos. Our students enjoy our concerts, and we would expect our A-level students to fully participate in all these events. Our ensembles are wide-ranging, and we hope there's something for everyone. If there's something we missed, we love a mini-project, so all suggestions are welcome. So, on to the course. Coursework makes up 60% of the final grade, with this being split equally between a performance recital and composition. The recital is recorded in Year 13 and should be of at least 8 minutes in length. The recital should be around grade 7 or grade 8 standard in order to access the highest marks, and the exam board helpfully provide a long list of pieces that are appropriate choices to make. The composition has two parts: a free choice composition of 4 minutes and a Bach chorale or a harmony exercise, which are both completed in Year 13. We have a wide range of composition styles over the years, and as long as the content contains the required standard, there can be much flexibility around how students approach these tasks. Year 12 lessons are generally spent preparing the skills needed to complete this task with the composition undertaken at the start of Year 13. Finally, there is the listening exam. Unlike at GCSE, students have their own headphones and can control the pace of the exam. Whilst this is refreshing, it does take a while to get used to. So the set works range from, well, as you can see from the slide, Bach, Vaughan Williams, Berlioz, Danny Elfman, Courtney Pine, Beatles, Kate Bush, Cage, Stravinsky. It's a whole wide range of musical styles and genres. The exam covers all of these, and also similar wider listening examples that we study in class. It's quite nice actually, because you get to bring in your own musical background to the course. 9 times out of 10, most students will have undertaken GCSE music, and if I'm being honest, this is the best preparation for the course. A-level music, like all subjects, is not an easy choice, and whilst performing and composition are an important feature of the course, the exam is academic and challenging. A good grounding in music theory is important, and past students have used the summer holidays to fill in any gaps in their knowledge. This is definitely something I would recommend. A GCSE grade 6 with grade 5 in an instrument or voice are required, and if you haven't taken GCSE music, we would expect to see a higher grade 6 in the same instrument or voice. I'm always happy to discuss this further with students, as it's not always straightforward. So this is Catherine, our subject prefect for music, and she's going to answer a few questions. So, Catherine, what advice would you give a Year 11 considering studying music?
I'd say if you were considering it and you've enjoyed music at GCSE and you enjoy being in a musical environment, which there is such a good environment here at Hearts and Essex for music, then I'd say definitely go for it and make sure you take advantage of all the opportunities that you have here. And yeah, definitely.
Thank you. How did you find the transition from GCSE to Year 12 in music?
I think the transition was okay, although there is a higher workload as you have many more set works at A-level.
Do you know how many?
There are 16.
That's fine. It's fine.
And you get more time to study these with more periods of music a week, so you study them in a lot more detail. But overall, I think the transition for me was quite successful, as the GCSE provides a good basis for the skills that you need for A-level and the analysis and exam technique that you can take forward.
I think it's probably worth pointing out that the GCSE course is very similar to the A-level course. It's based on the same idea of studying set works, if you did Edexcel, studying set works, the composition and the performance. And we looked at GCSE, we look at Mr. Tight, so melody, rhythm, texture, instrumentation, genre, harmony, tonality and structure. So that's how we categorised our points at GCSE, and we do a similar thing at A-level. So the skill base is the same, there's just a bit more to learn and a bit more in-depth knowledge. What do you like about the course?
I really like that you study such a variety of genres of music within the course, and you get to explore a wide range of these. And also I like that the composition and performance, you get a lot more freedom with what you want to do, and you can choose from a huge list of pieces that you want to play for the performance, and then you can completely just get your composition completely free for whatever you want to do, and I like
What's
that,
your composition on?
My composition is a wind quintet which is in a sort of classical style.
Nice, but we have had pop songs, we've had string quartets, piano pieces, many different genres. You can choose whatever you like at A-level, as long as you cover the basic musical skills. I say basic, obviously A-level, a bit more complex. Okay, and what do you want to do in the future?
Well, I'm thinking currently that I want to study music at university, but I don't know where yet.
Okay, fine. And do you think if people take music as an A-level that actually they need to then go on and do music? Or?
No, definitely not. I think you can just take A-level because you've enjoyed it at GCSE and you just enjoy music in general, and I think it then gives you transferable skills that you can take onto a different course at university.
Here's some examples of careers that I know of people that took music as a degree level. So recording engineer, bank manager, accountant, teacher, conductor, working for an arts organisation, an outreach project, a surveyor, building surveyor, professional musician and a journalist. So with a music degree, there's quite a lot of different things you can do. With music A-level, you can do anything. Lots of the universities treat music like a really academic subject and value it quite highly. Right, do you think there are enough performance opportunities at Herts and Essex?
Definitely. Well, in the normal circumstances, there are definitely, and there's so many different groups that you can join. So obviously orchestras and bands, but then also more specific groups like I'm in advanced woodwind, and there's flute group and brass group, and then as well as that, which we perform internally concerts, as well as those groups, you also have the music festival, which is in February, which allows for solo performance opportunities and is a really good way to showcase what you've been working on privately yourself.
Lovely. So, Catherine, feel free to ask me some questions that we have obviously pre-agreed.
How is it different from studying this subject at GCSE?
Well, I think we kind of answered this before, really. It's the same structure, it's the same course outline, it's just much more complex in the number of set works. At GCSE, for Edexcel, we only do 8. I know AQA, I think you don't have set works, you just look at general musical features, but there are a lot more set works to learn, and a lot more wider listening as well. So you learn a piece, a Purcell piece, and then you also have to engage with similar pieces in the style, which is nice in that it gives you freedom, but also it can draw in your own musical background in the exam in any way, shape or form. So whatever strengths you have, you can bring them in to the course. Otherwise, you still have to perform, you still have to do a composition, and there's still a listening exam. So fairly similar structure.
If a student did a live composition, one that wasn't notated at GCSE, could they do the same at A-level?
Good question. So you get marked on various things, on your level of harmony, of tonality, of musical melodies, whether the piece flows. And as long as you can cover all of those things, you can be quite flexible as to the composition. We use Sibelius a lot here because if there's just one of you, you can't play all the instruments at once. And it works really well. Sometimes, currently, Robin, who's also in Year 13, is doing hers on a mixture of recording her own guitar part, but also on a notation software to get the best of both, as she doesn't play every single string instrument, but she's written for that. So we can be flexible, but it does need to cover the core outline of the course with the harmony and the melody. So you can't just do a guitar song by yourself. It needs to be quite complex. But yeah.
Is the performance recital like an exam?
No. So you have to record it in one take. I think it's 8 minutes long, but you have the entirety of Year 13 up to Easter to do it in. So you can do on Tuesday, you can do it on a Wednesday, you can do it on a Thursday. As long as one of the teachers is there present, claps, all is fine. So no one comes in to examine you. It's just with you and your teacher, and you can repeat it as many times as they can bear. Next question.
Do I need instrumental or singing lessons?
I think as performance is so important, yes, they are thoroughly recommended. If you play an instrument, it's quite likely you have a tutor already. Sometimes we have singers come to the course who sing really well, but don't have lessons. And actually, if they don't have a tutor, they do miss out on some of those high marks. So yeah, we would definitely recommend having a tutor, and we can talk to you and help you find one if necessary.
Would there ordinarily be any trips or visits?
Well, yes. So every 2 years we organise a music tour, and we have been to France a couple of times in recent years. Where possible, we also like to go on trips to see concerts. Doesn't happen that often, well, not at the moment anyway, but certainly we would be looking at introducing more concert venues and experiences for students.